The city of Charlotte, North Carolina, is known for its lively urban atmosphere, rich cultural heritage, and commitment to progress. As one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, Charlotte's population expansion has brought increased demand for efficient and sustainable public transportation. Recently, Charlotte took a significant step towards a sustainable future by securing a $30 million grant through the Bus and Bus Facilities Program. In this video, we will hear from a key stakeholder who will delve into Charlotte's strategic approach to leveraging this grant and highlighting the city's journey toward a greener, more sustainable transportation network. This story continues our Critical Path to Success series and aims to inspire other cities looking to secure grant funding for their infrastructure initiatives.
I am Catherine Coomer. I am the first Sustainability and Resilience Officer at the Charlotte Area Transit System, also referred to as CATS, in Charlotte, North Carolina. At CATS, we provide multimodal services to over 1.3 million residents in Mecklenburg County and surrounding region. We offer bus and light rail services in addition to special transportation services and van pool options. And excitedly, we are about to embark in microtransit. So the Charlotte Area Transit System is a division of the City of Charlotte, and in alignment with the city, as well as our county and our regional partners in which we service, we support the climate goals that have been set. One of those goals is being on a transition to zero carbon sources. So transitioning our fossil fuel vehicles to zero carbon sources. We began our journey back in 2019 when we first began discussions around a pilot program with battery electric buses. We applied for FTA's 2020 Low-No grant funding, where we identified actually our local utility as our partner, and we were awarded by FTA throughout that process, like right when we kicked off this work. That funding and partnership, it supported us in purchasing two different brands of battery electric buses, Gillig and New Flyer, as well as two different brands of charging stations, ABB and Siemens. So that was the beginning, but as our pilot advanced, we confirmed through our operations that we could continue in transitioning these vehicles. However, it was going to require incremental funding given the incremental cost of BEVs in comparison to traditional diesel buses. So that is when the team refocused, got back to work on developing our 2023 Low-No and Bus Facilities grant. And we were ultimately awarded $30 million by the FTA for the purchase of 15 additional battery electric buses, 16 hybrids, and also additional charging infrastructure to support those BEVs, as well as continued workforce development. Our past performance, I personally believe, was a significant contributor to our competitiveness with this grant. And what I mean by that is we were able to take the awarded funds and put them to work very quickly. Our team activated faster than I've seen in my career around breaking ground to install infrastructure, around purchasing buses as quickly as we could, working with both of those manufacturers to make sure that our orders were in line, and then accepting those vehicles. I believe our ability to take on that funding and then start immediately absolutely played into the strength of our application. We also found ourselves, while there were certainly learnings, our team, kudos to our operations team, our maintenance team, our workforce development team. Any right turns that they took where they should have taken a left, for example, they did that very quickly. They were flexible, they were nimble, they leaned in where they should, they leaned out when they shouldn't, and they applied those lessons real time. And that was something we were able to lift up in our next application, our 2023 application. The pilot program, again, was unique in the sense that we identified the utility as our partner. It was also unique in the sense that we brought in multiple manufacturers for the core components of this program, meaning the vehicle and the infrastructure. Those learnings absolutely were applied in our next application, because what we learned through that was that one manufacturer in our city, driven by our operators, performed better. And so that was a lesson learned that we were able to then apply in our next application. We were able to speak to that as well. We had the same experience with the charging infrastructure as well, including the charge management software and the charge management systems. And we were able to integrate that information into why we were making shifts and what we plan to do with those shifts in that next application and that next potential award. All of the letters of support that you can get, all of the letters of recommendation that you can receive, do that. We thought about all of the partners within our community, our county partners, our nonprofit partners, our partners that were representing our community members and our riders, as well as our city partners as well. And we did our best to gather as many as we could. And I definitely think that supported the application as well. Cohesive and interconnected is one of the hardest things to achieve when you are engaging every division within your agency, which you have to do to be successful. Massive application, having one editor, having one human that was responsible for going in from start to finish, taking all of this amazing content, all of this amazing data, and having it sing a song, having it actually tell the story that it was intended to tell, was critical. We've done applications in the past, we've reviewed applications in the past, and lack of cohesion throughout that application, throughout that story that tells what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, and what you want to do next is so important. And that was the one thing that I believe really, really supported our agency, was again having one editor, one human. And that one human is part of my team. So our sustainability group led the drafting of the application, of course, with input, and could not do it without input, like I said before, from every division within our organization. Ensure you're thinking 5, 10 years ahead, 15 years ahead, 20 years ahead in this work. You ground yourself in the short term, but don't limit yourself unintentionally with just exclusive short-term thinking. I know it's top of mind, but there's so many things that can be done that are just going to set you up for the future, that if you don't stop and really listen to your team and really offer the what if and the how might we, you'll miss it unintentionally, of course. And also, again, just go back to the full buy-in from your team being so critical. We had folks from development, from planning, I mentioned operations and maintenance, from IT, and our finance family. All family members have to come and sit at the table when you're creating an application like this. And certainly once you've been awarded, you have to continue sitting at that table and put it to work. So, laying out roles and expectations in grant development is critical, knowing what everyone is doing and who is responsible for what, but also, again, being able to execute on that grant, making sure that motivation and energy is there from the start will help you end strong.